So what's as a catcher, and for all our catchers out there, kind of what do you think are the most important drills that over time that you've kind of done, or in your eyes, do you think as a catcher really are the most important things that you can kind of share with some guys that maybe you've seen or you've done, or things that help you as a catcher?
Yeah. You know, I truly believe that, as soon as you're done learning in this game, it kicks you out. So there's always stuff that I learn every, daily basis or yearly basis, that stuff that I'll add to what I do, or maybe not like what I do and switch it up. So
Sure.
I think obviously receiving is very important. And one of my favorite drills is like if you're having a machine shoot balls at you, or if somebody's just throwing to you, you have somebody. You don't even have to be in your squat as a catcher. You can be on your knees, but you can have the glove on the ground, and it just teaches you to be strong and make one move, and that move's just down to up. So that's one of my. I do that drill before every game. I have a pretty strict regimen of a routine that I do, and if I feel like if I don't do it, I can't play in a big league game, which is where I want to be. It's an amazing thing. Routine is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
So, another part of my routine is doing their post blocks. So I'm just starting on my knees, and I got my glove up, and then I'm ripping it to the ground while the guys in front of me is just throwing a ball, and I'm just feeling it off my chest, trying to blow out air. You might not do it in a game, but it's just something to get in your head. You want to soften your body up, and it's a way to do it. So I do that. I do some transfer stuff. Uh, just a couple base, not throwing it, but almost treating myself like I'm a shortstop. I think you got to be athletic. You got to be like a shortstop when you're throwing, not so much mechanical. I think you just got to get that ball in your hand as fast as you can. So I think kind of training yourself to be shortstoppy in that way, in that aspect, athletic like that is a good thing too. So
So
I do all those things. A team is something that is so important.
So I think it's awesome that you kind of touch base on routine. You were cutting out a little bit there, but I think we got most of it. But you
Oh,
talked
was I?
about, yeah, but I think we got most of it, and I think guys will be able to hear it. But you talked about routine, and you talked about doing the kind of the same things to get ready for a game, and something we've been hitting home with our players on these. We have team chats, and we continue to tell our guys to continue to be in a routine. Even though you're home, there's no need to be up till 2 in the morning. There's no need to wake up at noon. Go to bed at a certain time, wake up at a certain time, take a shower in the morning, get ready to roll, eat breakfast, do all your drills that you need to, and get in that routine. And I'm glad you hit on that, because I think it's so important for players right now, being at home, to get into kind of a routine, and so they're doing and working the same things over and over every single day.
100%. I could totally agree with that. I mean, it's our lives, as a professional baseball player, it's so routine based. Every single day, it's the same thing. It's a baseball game every day, and how are we going to prepare for it? So now that we're not doing that, and we have very limited access to a lot of things, I mean, you're exactly got to just make a routine, whatever it may be, and you got to stick to it, because we're so routine oriented. I think I think that is very important to stay that and keep pushing that, and keep challenging yourself to do that. So yeah, I agree.
Well, hey, I don't want to take too much of your time, but we do have a couple of questions that we just got from a couple catchers that had a couple of questions in the program. One question was, were you always a catcher growing up, or did you play other positions? And when did you really commit to solely being a catcher?
Yeah, I got a story for that. I was, I guess, in Little League when I was 9 years old. When Little League started, I would play a little bit of second base, I believe. But then, like I said, I had a batting cage, and my dad was a catcher as well growing up. And my brother tried it, but I always joke around saying he's too soft for it. But that's just the competitive edge that we have, So this is what happened, though. So my dad strapped me back there, and we're doing like live batting practice off a jugs machine at like in Little League or something. I'm taking foul balls all over my body. I come out and like pretty upset.
Like Happy Gilmore
Yeah,
stuff.
like Happy Gilmore. I'm pretty upset, not happy, and it took a little bit of time. And my dad's like, "Want to go back in there?" And I said, "Yeah, you know what? I'll go." So that was the time where it was like, all right, I guess the defining moment for me when I went back in there, and then I never couple first base here or there, but catcher. That's the moment.
Okay, cool. Another question: did you play other sports growing up, or is it solely baseball?
I played basketball until my junior year of high school. I played like Pop Warner football as well, and yeah, basketball was even even after I stopped playing in high school and stuff like that, I would still always play every time, every chance. Like I think it's the best conditioning, and I think it's important to play other sports. I really do too. Just keep yourself athletic and learn different motions. But just to be playing sports, I think is a great thing. So I played basketball and I continued to play it even though it wasn't organized and all that. Pick up ball any chance I could. And football, I've already had 2 knee surgeries and I'm 24 years old, so I'm glad I kind of gave that up, earlier. So plus my dad put me at left guard when I was, coach's son, so that stung a little bit.
Yeah. Awesome. What another question? What drills have helped you the most with pop time and release times?
The biggest thing I think is you can't beat the ball. So any kind of drill, I do some stuff where I'm trying to catch it off my chest almost because you got to let the ball travel.
Yep.
And you want to be quick, but as soon as you're reaching for the ball, or if you're presetting your glove and you're pre-extended armbar kind of, you're going to lose time. So I think as long as you can stay athletic, stay like a shortstop, and see if I can do it even. But just like catch it like kind of back here and really just get in your hand, but just try to catch it far back. You can't beat the ball.
It's funny you mentioned be like a shortstop because some of the drills that we told guys to do with quick hands for the infield stuff is letting that ball travel because that ball traveling to you is a lot faster than you going to get the ball and bring it back and then getting into that throwing motion.
Yeah,
And obviously it's the same way as a catcher as an infielder, and I think it's just overall that athleticism really plays a part in it.
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
Another question. Let's see. What's your favorite mitt? You got a favorite glove that you use?
Yeah, it's my Rawlings that I use now. It's a Pro Preferred. I'm starting to try Heart of the Hide. I know it's a little. I'm one of the guys that when I get a glove, the first thing I do with it is I like play like hacky sack with it. I'll just try to get it as loose as possible, and throw it off the ground. I just catch it right away, and I want to be able to use it soon. So I want to break it in as fast as possible. But yeah, Rawlings.
Okay, cool. And then growing up, were you better offensively or defensively? And then which did you spend more time on?
Growing up offensively, and then as I got into pro ball, it's a completely different animal, when it comes to game calling and it comes to, you getting the reins instead of somebody calling a game for you. So you have to learn that aspect of it as well. And I spent years on that, game recall. And so, since right when I got into pro ball, it became defense, and it still always will be what I focus more on and what I'm you got to make time, have a routine on both sides of the ball and make time for both. But as a catcher, you're so much more than just just an offensive player. You control the game. So that's defense is always going to be number one.
Yeah, for sure. And last question, and I'll see if Squeeze has anything for you. What's the hardest thing you had to go through as a young player to get to where you are today, and how did you kind of deal with that?
I think I don't know. I guess it's.
I know I'm putting you on the spot, so if nothing comes up, it's okay.
No, I got it for sure. I think it's in high school I felt like like junior and senior year and stuff, like I didn't really fail all that. I don't want to sound cocky, but it's just I would hit like 400, and as soon as I got into pro ball, you get humbled right away. So it was for me, it was learning just how much like failure is in baseball and how to overcome that and how to learn from that and learn from the mistakes, the errors I made so many offensively and defensively, and it's all about getting better. It's all about trusting that it's going to process of it, and developing yourself and developing how you handle that pressure and handle the challenge and then competing. So it's the beauty of baseball is always tomorrow. So
yeah. Squeezer, you got anything?
Not really. I just enjoyed this. It's good to see him. It's been a couple months since he's been back, and I just want to say thank you to him. It's been an awesome 3 years, or I don't even know how long it's been, but he's taught us a lot, and we actually do that drill. It's called the Danny Jansen drill, when the catchers tap the ground a couple times and work down to up. And he's had a big impact up here. I learned a lot personally from him, not even baseball really related. I did more about family and community and giving back. For being so young and so talented, he's a pretty amazing young man.
Yeah, well,
I appreciate it, man.
Well said. Danny, I appreciate you coming on here. I really do. And I know you know this, but, you doing stuff like this means a world to us and means a world to the players. And they look up to this stuff, and they're going to take literally everything you say and put it in their hearts, because that's the kind of kids that we have in the program. And they want to get better. So, again, thank you, man. And whenever baseball does get started up again, good luck, and we'll be watching for you.
Awesome, guys. Thank you guys for having me, and likewise. All right. Appreciate it.
Thanks, DJ.